Welcome back to another episode of How You Feel and What Is Real. Today we have the lovely Marsha. Give it up. I'm gonna add some clapping in the...
What's up, y'all? What's up, good people?
This is Marsha's second episode. Third episode. Third 3 times a charm.
Whatever that means. I don't even know whatever that means.
Today we're going to talk about Till Death Do Us Part. Let's get these labels out.
Because ain't nobody paying us, so we need to make sure for now. Because Everfresh, if you want to, get at us.
Reach out. Today we're going to talk about Till Death Do Us Part. And the seriousness of what marriage is and how unserious some people deem it or look at it. I wanted to start off by reading traditional wedding scriptures. I blank take you blank to be my wedded husband/wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and cherish till death do us part. How do you feel about that statement?
Well, I mean, it's kind of, I understand the statement and I get the statement. However, I am one who was married for 17 years, together with my ex-husband for 20. And I was the person who initiated the divorce. So what I would say now is that I value and understand marriage more now. So I would be more cautious and more aware, not even cautious, more aware of who I choose to marry the next time, because I didn't have a full understanding of what my vows meant. Even though I stood in front of the church and all those people and took them, I didn't understand what it was I was committing to.
Okay.
In a sense.
Now going forward, not to harp on the past, we're not gonna do that. But going forward, what's one thing, not that you'll necessarily do differently, but just one thing that you'll do? Say if, I'm gonna give you a situation. Say if a man asks you to marry him, but he asks too quickly. Say he in love, y'all honeymoon phase, y'all 6 months into something, and he like, boom.
That's funny you say that. Not to even go back on the path, but it was 6 months that I was actually proposed to, and I did initially say yes. However, I don't even think that that's enough time to know a person, to even understand that person enough, let alone to commit to them for a lifetime. So I wouldn't, if I wasn't comfortable, I would say no. I would just say no.
What do you think that time span looks like?
If I'm being honest and realistic, from the time of dating to the time of getting married, or the time of dating to the time of asking for hand in marriage? What are you asking? Because there's two different timelines. So I would say anywhere from 2 to 3 years.
Okay. From the time you meet somebody.
From the time that you meet somebody, and you've been dating them and things like that.
Okay. I wholeheartedly believe the same. There was another time in disclaimer, I'm not having any more damn kids. But I was given a reasoning. They was like, well, it's not that you're afraid to have any more kids. It's just that you're afraid to have kids by the wrong person.
Yeah.
And not necessarily that any of my baby mamas are the wrong people, but I had no desire to have broken homes in 3 different spaces. The ultimate goal for me, was to marry the person that I had kids by, and it just didn't work out by that.
Yeah.
And made the same mistake 3 times. I gotta stop saying mistakes. I made whatever, 3 times. I did it.
I got
I did it
I
again.
got 3. There you go.
And I started to put that same kind of like concept of how I felt into my position on marriage, because I always was one like, I don't too much care for traditional marriage. But at points in my life, this is when I was dishonest. This is when like foundationally, a lot of my relationships were built upon dishonesty, not the lack of what you call it, transparency, the lack of communication. And so that's why I feel like I had that viewpoint for so long. But when I read what it looks like in vows, it literally is like a covenant or a contract.
It is.
It's like, regardless of whatever happens between us, I'm going to be with you till death do us part. For richer, for poor, for better, for worse, in sickness and in health, to have and to hold, to death do us part.
Yeah, you got them down.
You are, and I only wanted to do this episode because I kept re-looking at that over and over, like, God damn, this is like serious.
Yeah, it is.
Like when you sign these, this is like, there's nothing that a person can do to you that warrants or what's that would say? Not warrants, that explains a divorce. After agreeing to some shit like that, there's nothing that you can say in a divorce that makes that contract null and void.
That's true. I mean, I definitely see that, and it's so crazy because marriage is so easy to get into. Like all you have to do is go downtown, file for a marriage license, and go get married, and then take that marriage license, and then they'll send you your marriage certificate. To get divorced, baby,
some shit.
They want the blood of your firstborn, the fingerprint or the pinky toe of your lastborn. And yes, it is ridiculous, the things that you have to do, how easy it is to get into that covenant, but what it takes to get out of it. And I think, like, just now listening to that, it gives you it makes you think twice about if you really want to go through with this. However, it should be the reverse. You get what I'm saying? Like, it should be super hard to get into, like, a members only club. You get what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of people are getting married under some false pretenses, not really understanding what their vows are. I didn't come from a traditional 2-parent home where I saw, a good marriage in front of me. And my ex, that's what he came from. And so it's just like, coming from those 2 different spaces, we had 2 different outlooks on it, but it's just so difficult it's so easy to get in, but so difficult to get out. And I think it should be the reverse.
Absolutely. That's one thing I'm keen on. And I think, like, I'm a conspiracy theorist for everything, but I feel like their reasoning is because it's like, okay, well, we can get these people inside some like blood oath contract, and we're gonna make it like everything is done intentionally. Like, I can get married, I can sign this covenant of a contract when I'm 18 years old, but I can't go out and buy a pack of cigarettes till I'm 21. So I'm mentally and consciously aware enough to go and buy a pack of cigarettes. I can't buy a Rello. I don't know if it's different from state to state or if it's just like a federal law.
They changed it to 21,
But if it's a federal law, nowhere in the United States of America can I go and get a Rello for some marijuana and smoke legally until I'm 21 years old. I can't go drink nowhere federally, legally, until I'm 21 years old. But I can find the love of my life. My frontal lobe is fully developed. All that shit is good. I can have all this and get married. I can, if I don't turn 18 till I graduate, I can say I turn 18, I don't know, in fucking June. So I can be having to ask to raise my hand. I have to ask to use the bathroom. So I have to raise my hand ask to use the bathroom to go piss, pee, and poop, do regular shit like
Literally, yeah.
relieve my bowels, but a month later, I can go and sign this type of covenant contract. That's why, like, college right after high school never made a whole lot of sense to me, because the transition is ass.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's done backwards. If a nigga want to get some liquor and alcohol or tobacco or whatever, 18, so be it. There should be an age limit on marriage.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I got married young.
Yeah.
I got married young.
How old?
I don't advise it. 22.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
What was I doing at 22?
No telling, having kids.
Gallivan. Where?
Right.
I was having a
But
grand old jolly old time.
yep. But yeah, no, I definitely would not advise anyone to get married before the age of 27. That's just my advice, because I think that by the age of 27, you've lived a little bit. You are becoming whom you are in adulthood. If you went to college, you've already experienced that college life, and maybe into the start of your career, your profession, whatever it is that you're choosing to do post-college, or even if you didn't go to college and you started to work right after high school, you're 7 to 8 years into your field of whatever it is that you chose to do outside of high school, which gives you time to just kind of know self. And I think that that's the most important part of marriage, is knowing self, because if you don't have an identity within who you are, how are you going to be able to tell somebody or be able to uphold those vows for a lifetime?
Facts.
And yeah, no.
I think without knowledge of self, you can get bamboozled into a lot of shit.
You said without what?
Without knowledge of self.
Oh, yeah.
You can get bamboozled
Yeah.
into a lot of shit. But that's another topic for another day. And you're right. Like, 27 seems like a pretty okay age to go out and maybe pursue something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when I look at and I see like certain things that are even allowed in marriages, I'd be like, according to this, prenuptial agreements should be illegal because we're not leaving each other.
Oh, right, yeah. I didn't think about it that way.
We not leaving each other. According to this, we are not leaving each other.
Yeah, so why is there... So, oh yeah, that's kind of like a contradictory or oxymoron type thing. Yeah, so it's like, oh, we have this prenuptial agreement. We ain't had shit, so I ain't know nothing about a prenup, how it works or whatever. But it's like, I'm going into this with this backup. If this fails, but it's not supposed to fail because this covenant that we're taking is till death. But if it fails, I get what I came in here with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if not, baby, they're getting 50% of everything.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It is crazy.
So, why do you think that? I'm gonna ask you two questions. Why do you think that women initiate 70% of all divorces?
That's a good question. If I'm being honest, I think it's because this is just my opinion. I think women initiate it because men become complacent within the marriage. I think that the act of pursuit stops happening in marriage. I think the dating, the romance, all those things stop. And I'm not saying that it's gonna happen every day, all day, but there are some marriages that have a steady weekly. Okay, we got weekly date night every Tuesday. This is our date night. You know what I'm saying? And they are conscious. They are very, very conscious about that, to where they know, okay, we're not gonna stop dating each other. You know, however those cases are. But I think that that's why 70% of them are initiated by women. Or the second part is infidelity. Is the man going out and cheating and the woman is not okay with that. Those are the two things I think happen.
Okay. I was gonna say, I was looking it up before we started, so maybe a couple weeks ago or something. I was just curious on the topic, and I think there's a large percentage, it was saying, that of women that do it during menopause.
I've heard about that too before.
So I just like, not that that's something that you're experiencing, but do you know? Do you know like your mom or
what?
do you know a one? You've seen women go from not having menopause to having menopause. Have you seen big jumps in they like emotions and day-to-day life, shit like that?
I wouldn't say that I have, because like with my mom and my grandma, those are the two women that I would be looking at or be seeing the most when it comes to that. But no, I don't think so. My grandmother has been married for about 40 years now. And shit, this is her third marriage. And her third marriage is 40 years. So that's impressive if you ask me. But anyways, but yeah, so I have not seen a significant change when it comes to menopause with the women in my life as to how they do relationship.
Okay. Now back to the infidelity piece. Do you think it's men that are always doing the cheating?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Why is it that social media, or why is it just societally seen that men do the cheating?
Just because that's what's in the forefront.
Okay.
They don't make movies about women cheating on their husband. They don't talk about women cheating on their husband. They're not going around talking about all women cheat, where they act like they are on this all men cheat campaign. I think that it's just what's out there. Yeah, women cheat too. Shit. I mean,
do you think that some women leave or get divorces because they have the grass is greener complex?
I'm not sure if it's the grass is greener or if I'm not happy in this marriage, I can be by myself.
Yeah.
Why would I be happy and miserable? I mean, why would I be miserable in something when I can be happier alone? You know what I mean? So it's not always for the grass is greener. But if you know that you're a good woman, you know that finding a man is not an issue. Yeah. Like that's not the thing. There are women who struggle or who are, let me see, how can I say this? Who are held captive to the marriage that they can't leave because they don't have the means to leave, they don't have the will to leave, they don't have the power to do it.
I like when you said, if you are a good woman, it's not hard to find a good man.
Yeah.
I like that aspect of a good woman. What is a good woman?
One who, goes back to that, one who knows herself, one is sure of herself, one who is confident, one who is honest, one who knows what she's looking for in a partner. Yeah. Because a lot of times I think that women get bamboozled. Yeah. You know, like they'll meet a person and, you know, coming into a relationship, they come and they show up as a representative of themselves. Yeah. But until you get to know them, that's when you know like the true depths, until you have like those vulnerable conversations, or like when I say, I think you should see every person in all seasons. How do they treat you when they're angry? How do they treat you when funds are low? How do they treat you when you frustrated them? Like all those different things, being able to decipher and being able to weather those storms, which will determine if they're a good partner for you or not.
But see, if y'all notice, Miss Marche, she did not, in any of those describings of a good woman, say anything physical. It wasn't dark skin, brown skin, big tits, nice ass, you know, certain, like none of these physical attributes came about when she was describing a good woman. It's more so a good woman is being like a mindset.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, and I think when you say a good woman, the first thing I thought is that you attract what you are, and then you attract what you entertain. Mm-hmm. So even being a good woman, sometimes keep entertaining fuck niggas. It's like the universe only knows yes, so it's gonna keep giving you more of it because it's like this is what they like. And that's, I think some people are literally stuck in that loop and they don't want to get out of. It's almost like being on a merry-go-round and that motherfucker just
going fast. You're like, I want to get out. I can't get out.
Fast as hell. The get off might be you jumping out and falling on your forehead, scraping your knee up, But when you not on it and you ain't got the shit ain't got that force of your body weight to help make it go as fast as it do, it gets to slowing down.
Yeah.
And you can begin to heal a bit. And I ain't saying you got to come back there fully no scabs, because you go like life. That's what life is, a bit of suffering.
Absolutely.
But as it slows down, you begin to, I can grab this motherfucker and go the other way. But you not grabbing something, first of all, from being on it. You can't stop nothing while you're on it. I can't stop a moving car while I'm in the motherfucker. It's hard to stop a moving car while you're outside of it. But if I hop off of that merry-go-round and I simply let it be, nurse myself, it's going to slow down eventually. And it's going to come to a place where I can grab hold of it and I can start going the other direction. But a lot of people are scared to be alone for a bit of moment that they never have opportunity, they never have opportunity, they never have opportunity to change direction.
And even with the changing of the direction, so two things. So the being alone, when I tell y'all that part of my life after separation, because the divorce wasn't final then, that's probably when I cried the most. That's when I felt the most. That's when I realized and recognized who I am and what I deserve and what I desire. Those moments of self are so pertinent to you going into or stepping back into this world of dating or of trying to figure out like what life looks like for you and things of that. And that's basically when I developed and become the best person. And what I was going to also say too is with the whole merry-go-round scenario, when you step back, you start to see what's going on in front of you, in front of you, because while you're in it, it's so hard for you to see it. But the moment that you step back, you're able to observe it, you're able to break it down, you're able to process it and things of that sort. So yeah, if there are women out here who are struggling, and I don't promote leaving your man, leaving your woman, I want to make sure you understand that. But what I am saying, if there are people who are watching this and who are struggling with running into the same type of men, running into the same type of woman, at this point, it's time for you to look at yourself in the mirror. It's time for you to reflect. It's time for you to write. It's time for you to figure out what it is that you want out of life. And whatever that is, that's what you start to speak. That's what you start to ask for, instead of entertaining something different and saying that you want something else. They have to be the same.
Absolutely.
They have to.
Absolutely. And that's literally all, like, I be trying to tell some women when it comes to like senses of accountability, like, you have the option to not date this person.
Absolutely.
You don't have to be with this kind of person. But this is ultimately a choice of yours.
Yeah.
So some of those women, and I know some women be like, I hate men, and sometimes they joke and blah, blah, blah. But some women that literally get on the internet and say shit like, all you niggas is the same. You just keep dating the same nigga.
Type of nigga, yeah. I can see that.
All these, same thing with some of these niggas.
Yeah.
All these bitches is the same. All y'all want is money, woo, woo, woo. You just keep choosing to entertain the same type of woman.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a look. Listen, some of y'all motherfuckers is dating to say y'all don't. If I go to a bar, I don't know, Raimundo's. We going to Raimundo's on Friday.
Like chicken wings.
And I done met 4 women in Raimundo's, and all of them been toxic. Done cut my tires up. Done broken my window shields. I think I should change my environment because the people that I'm meeting in this environment are no good for me.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, they really don't want to come to terms, and like you said, go through that phase of like, cause learning how to be alone, oh my God. Like it's a process.
Yeah.
It's lonely,
And in that time, I realized that I could be alone if I had to. If another marriage wasn't in the cards for me, I would be okay with being alone. but I knew also in that I didn't want to be alone.
Yeah.
Even though my first marriage didn't last, I know that I have a lot of love to give. I know that I have, I know that I'm a good woman. So I know that whomever I marry is going to get the best part of me.
And I want to say another thing to women. Just because I read those vows, I don't want y'all to think that I'm saying if you in a shitty marriage and you getting your ass kicked, or he's just his situations are extreme. He's just not doing what needs to be done. It's okay to understand I've made a major mistake and I need to back out of this, get out of this, figure out what I did wrong, and then come back into it. We've all done some stupid shit financially as young adults.
Yeah. Old adults do still fucking up.
You done,
they shouldn't.
Man.
You done
been with. You done been in those situations where you let somebody put a rental in your name, and they messed it up or didn't return it on time or whatever, and now you can't never rent from that rental company again.
Yeah.
Next time going forward, listen, you ain't renting in my damn name. Ain't nobody renting in my damn name. I don't care who
Not
he
even
is.
my mama.
Not my mama, not nobody. You can rent in my, but I understand how serious this is.
Yeah.
And the bigger the consequence, the more you should start to think on it. But some people, they continuously make the same mistake. They 6-7 marriages in. Listen, sit back and understand going forward, what did I do differently?
Yeah.
What can I do differently? And I think the thing for me is transparency and honesty, and understanding that dating a perfect partner is not a real thing.
Yeah, no, it's not.
That's not a real thing. And you ultimately have to decide, what am I willing to put up with?
Yeah, that is the bottom line.
That's what am I, people talk about what they want. What are you willing to give up?
Yeah.
What are you willing to deal with? That's the ugly part of marriage and being in relationships that people don't want to talk about.
Yeah, sacrifice.
And it's I want a 6 foot, 100,000 man. We were just talking about this. Mm-hmm. If you want a man that's 6 foot, make $100,000, that's 2.5% of men in the United States of America. And we ain't speaking nothing about Asian, black, white, brown, none of that. That's 2.5% of all men. 6 foot tall and $100,000. That's 2.5% of niggas everywhere.
And you live here.
And that's your jurisdiction. So 2 out of every 100 men is suitable for you.
But you in places like Raimundo's bar with the niggas that ain't making it and ain't doing that. So that's the man you desire. That's the man that you want. But you here in this bar entertaining these niggas. They don't work. The two things do not go together. So sometimes, like, we have to look at self. Not even sometimes. Most of the time. Before you are ready to go vent to your girl about what this nigga did, or the next time you're ready to go vent to your nigga about what that girl did, take a moment and be like, what did I do for them to react in that way? Or what could I have done differently? And see where that gets you.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I think it's, and like you said, you and Ramon, change your environment.
Yeah.
That's you say that you want this, but you in this space.
Yeah.
You say I want this kind of build, this kind of body. You're not gonna make that body taking 5 trips to McDonald's every week. It's not gonna add up. What you doing and what you want don't align.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody, anything can be correlated in my mind, because everybody looking for that boom meal every time. 6 eggs and oatmeal in the morning ain't like a desirable meal for motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But if you have a protein goal, that's what it takes for a certain look, for a certain feel. That's what it takes. You get up in the morning, you eat bacon, eggs, cheese, all this, sausage, toast, and you tired and listen, that's the type of day you gonna have.
Yeah.
But those hard decisions, what are you willing to give up? Are you for that body? Are you willing to give up this?
Yeah.
For that type of man, what are you willing to give up? For that type of woman, what are you willing to give up? In my space, call me a simp, call me whatever you want to call me, but I understand that as long as the good outweighs the bad in people. Because if I was judged off my worst day, I wouldn't have no damn friends, no kids, no none of that. Nobody would like me because I've done some bad things, and we all have.
Yeah.
But if I was judged off my worst day, but see, that's that I was talking about, that grass is greener complex. A lot of people see turf over there and they like, man, my grass, it's kind of
brown,
it's a bit
yellow.
of brown this season. I don't really like it. That's over there, and you get your goofy ass over there and realize that it's artificial turf.
Exactly.
When you could have watered the grass that you had, and like you
said, say that again. When you could have what?
When you could have watered the grass that you already got.
That's it. That's it.
You design somebody else's body. You on Instagram, scrolling, looking at all these bodies. That could be you. You just have to water yourself.
Yeah.
People think that perfect partnerships and relationships and marriages are, they just poof. No, they're built. They're built through awkward conversations, awkward moments, bad sexual experiences, sometimes learning somebody. Like, that's the shit that people don't want to talk about.
Yeah, all the time. And those are the things that's going to make those relationships stronger. Having those uncomfortable conversations, and those like I said, those conversations that you're nervous to talk about, have them. And when you realize that you can have those conversations with somebody, then that just opens up another door of intimacy. Yeah, when you're able to have those type of conversations with someone. And so in those spaces, and when you're able to do that, it just takes you to another level with that person. But if you're not in a space where you can do that, or even feel like that you can do that, then you're not going to get far in that relationship, or that relationship is not going to be able to be sustainable for till death do you part.
That's a fact.
Because you're gonna start holding back things. You're gonna start lying. You may start cheating. You may start resenting them, instead of just saying, hey, it really bothers me when I've asked you 6 times to pick up your clothes out of the bathroom. Then you walking around. It just little conversations can prevent big things. Because if you think about it and think about your relationship, sometimes somebody arguing over some pants in the bathroom, like, that is not the issue. What's the real issue?
It's them being inconsiderate.
Right. What's the real issue?
What is the real issue? And sometimes that nigga might never come to a space where he picking up his pants. But what if he's doing everything else? Mm-hmm.
Picking your battles.
Picking your battles. What if he's doing everything else? This is something I learned even with my kids. It's just like, okay, well, they did the dishes. Some of them might be a bit dirty, but we having progress. He don't pick up the pants every time, but he pays all the bills. He don't pick up the bills all the time, but when we have sexual intercourse, I actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
So it's like, you have to find out what you're willing to give up. Nobody's going to come into your life and be 100%.
Nope.
Even on Madden, the best player in Madden, NBA, whatever, on those video games, the highest you can get is 99. Nowhere even on the video virtual games, right. You can create a nigga and he can't never be 100. He's gonna always be, all the overalls go up to 99. You can't be 100 in in virtual life.
That's good though. That's good. Because you can't, and that's the reality. And when you think about it, like, just again, think about yourself. Are you perfect? Are you perfect in everything that you do? No. Your mouth probably bad, probably got a bad attitude sometimes, anything. So just make sure when you're ready to tee off on this nigga or tee off on this bride, just think about, you know what, not today. Not today.
I'm telling you, it's just, the more life I learn, the more life I understand. And I think the type of emotional intelligence I got, a lot of people can't get jiggy with, because they do everything based off of emotions and logic. And a lot of this shit that we dealing with, it's not logical. But that's what they put in your face. They put perfection in your face. They put, yeah. Y'all think that, I'm gonna give y'all an example. I was just watching, what's it called? What was we just watching? Insecure.
Oh.
we were just watching Insecure. And Insecure, Molly, harped on her dad and father, her dad and mother situation. Like, why can't I just have a perfect relationship like my mom and dad? Come to find out that the gentleman had an affair on her mom at a point in time. And she was so upset at her, like, I can't believe you stayed with him. Dad, I can't believe you cheated on my mom. Like, that was so foul of you. Expecting some kind of perfect marriage after 40 years.
Yeah, and she even said, I'm over here looking for the perfect man like my dad. I'm over here looking for the man like my dad, and he
not even who I think he is. And that was her father. Yeah. Y'all looking up the niggas on the internet. Y'all looking at these niggas. Y'all don't know these people in real life. And some of y'all, another topic for another day, y'all praying for these type of men. That nigga might be in the behind doors, closed doors, kicking somebody's ass.
That's true.
But you have to realize, even in that situation between Molly, her dad, and her mom, to bring it back, when she called her mom and asked, why did you stay with dad? She said, I just realized that he loved me. And her synopsis was, basically, baby, your dad has done more good than bad.
Yeah.
That's why I chose to stay. But that certain type of wisdom sometimes only come with age.
Yeah.
Sometimes only come with experiences, lived experiences, and also comprehension of those lived experiences. Me, I'm wise before listen, I'm about to be 32 years old in November, but I understand enough of life, and I think that's one of my gifts of life, is emotional intelligence and sonder, and understanding that everybody thinks differently. Some people take shit so personally, like, they just cut me off because, man, they could have just got slapped by their wife.
Anything.
She just cut me off. She could be at home getting her ass kicked, but people don't put themselves outside of them in other real life situations. And that's a fact. Everybody is human just like you are. Maybe they just got fired from their job and they on their way home and they just having a bad day. Listen, that's why I give so much grace. I'm walking through this world just understanding people. Wanting to know what people are going through. That's why I made this podcast, so I could sit down and discuss my life experiences with people that I love.
Yeah.
I put people in front of this, so I want people to understand, like, these are real life situations. I'm not perfect. She's not perfect. Nobody that I'll ever put in front of this camera is perfect.
Exactly.
But we gonna sit on this motherfucking camera and sit in front of this "How You Feeling? What Is Real" poster and discuss real life topics. So I just thought that the Till Death Do Us Part would be like super interesting, because I know relationships are a topic amongst the community, but it's the outlook on them. It's like the way they see it. I wanted to I wanted to give you a space to, if you think that there is a woman. So say a woman came up to you and she asked you, and she's under the age of 27, I want to get married. What advice would you give her?
I would tell her to wait. I would tell her to understand who she is as a woman, have a clear understanding of what marriage looks like to her, have a clear understanding of what she desires in her partner, and know that even in what I desire in my partner, there is probably not going to be someone that checks all of those boxes. Yeah. So think about those things that are really high on your list and go for that. Okay.
Good. I've never been married. I do plan on getting married. What I would tell a young man that's planning on getting married this age, sit down and study those vows. For rich or for poor, for sickness and health, to have and to hold till death do us part. It ain't nowhere in that contract where it says I gotta be happy, It ain't nowhere in that contract where it say I gotta be getting some head 5 times a week. It ain't nowhere in this contract that gotta say she has to stay a certain weight. It ain't nowhere in this contract where she gotta cook 5 times a week. So I'm only saying this to use this as a premise to really get to know somebody.
Yeah.
So that the onion is peeled all the way the fuck back till you get to the pit of the core, and then you know what? I say, okay, I've weighed the cons, I've weighed the pros. But some of y'all niggas is making this with a list based off of only knowing somebody for 6 months. I got people I've been knowing for years that I'm finding shit out about. And I'm gonna tell you one thing that really changed it about me was my intentionality with my presence. When I was telling you I was FaceTiming Kier, and I set the phone down. I wasn't going through it, oh yeah, what you saying, how your day was, you know, oh, woo, woo, woo. I set the phone down as I was having my breakfast, or it's something, while I was eating. And I just talked to her. And I learned things about her brother being in the Navy, you know, how's he doing, how is she feeling? I was really able to deep dive into that person. So presence within people that I love, and like, you know well, like, I ain't on the 0 tolerance policy with this stuff, but I'm working on really letting people know in my life that this is something that's really big to me. And you can do one thing at a time, and whatever's done or left undone by the time you go to bed, it is what it is. But I just know that I was present. So whatever I didn't get undone, I didn't have time for it. And I'll get it done tomorrow. And that's okay, because I'm not a perfect person. But think back for that whole day, were you intentionally present with these things? Because if I'm making my lunch, doing this, talking to my wife, I might have missed out on a perfect conversation with my wife, or missed out on a perfect conversation with the person I want to make my wife, and realize she might have said some bullshit. Like, wait, hold on.
Wait, you said what?
You said what?
You had to tell Linda,
You
like,
said,
wait.
you said, yeah, I don't really like that. Yeah, baby, I want 10 dogs. Like, and you just said, I want, and you just agreeing to shit, but you ain't present, so you ain't caught that red flag because you're not present with a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You
like,
got on.
I told you I like that. You're like, wait, no, you didn't.
Remember in the conversation, then you pull up the ESPN replay, nigga sit down like, here you says, but you wasn't present for that moment. And so sometimes red flags are missed because you simply ain't listening. And sometimes listening ain't what you saying out, what they saying out their mouth. It's their body language. What you mean? You kind of gave me the ick when I left a $20 tip on a $70 tab. Like, why you leaving that much? Like, what?
Yeah.
Service was excellent.
Yeah.
She checked on us all the time. This might be a struggling college student, and this $20 might have really changed her day.
Yeah.
And this $20 might have been not money is not that. This $20 wasn't a stretch for me.
Yeah.
But this $20 changed her day. You one of them people that get up from the table and don't put the dishes over in the corner? No.
Yeah. It's those things.
Those small things. Are you considerate? And not just because you like me. I look at how you treat other people. You with a nigga right now that hold the door for you, but let it slam in a 7-year-old lady face. So when you mentally become that 7-year-old lady to him, he gonna do the same shit to you.
Yeah. And it just has to be genuine. Like, and also too, this is just something a little extra. Like, be your true, authentic self at all times.
Yeah.
Because
that's good.
When you're not your true, authentic self, you have to remember which version of you shows up in different parts of your life.
That's good.
And so when the people that are down for you, the people that care about you, the people that love you will flock to you. And the people that's not supposed to be there won't. So that's what I've learned in this space of, this new chapter, this becoming who I am now. Because I got lost in the sauce, of just being a mom or being a wife or whatever. And now I'm just Shay, you know?
Yeah.
And I show up as Shay every day in
That's
every
good.
facet of my life.
Not you trying to rap.
From work, you know, we watch your security. I feel like he used to be having me ready. So I gotta, you know, I might have to flow for it if I get down. I might get to flow for it. So right. So yeah, but yeah, just be true to you. But you can't be true to who you are if you don't know who you are. So figure that part out first.
Damn.
You know.
You can't be true to who you are if you don't know who you are. Yeah. And how do you figure out who you are?
Sitting with self.
Damn! That was a good one. I truly want to thank you, Marsha, for coming on this show and being vulnerable and expressing these things with me. You didn't have to, so I appreciate you giving me a space, time, and energy.
You're welcome.
You can look this up at How You Feel and What Is Real. You can look up Marsha on all socials at Superhero Shay. That's SHA. Ain't no underscores in there.
No why. Nope.
Just Superhero Shay. SHA. You can find me on all social medias at Luke Shakur _7. On TikTok, Instagram, Facebook as Luke Shakur. And you can find the page at How You Feeling What Is Real podcast. It's either How You Feeling What Is Real or How You Feeling What Is Real podcast on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on TikTok, on Instagram. We up posting, you know, short reels if you want to get just acquainted and get small snippets to see if this is worth your time. They'll be posted on all of those. I thank you for your time, space, and energy as well. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. You never know, you may save a life. Thank you for How You Feeling What Is Real, and y'all have a good day.